We are in awe of what they can do, and we're eternally grateful for what they have done. In reality, they are inanimate machines with neither souls nor personalities. Yet, something happens when they roar to life. Numerical designations on blueprints and spreadsheets somehow become Mustangs. Flying fortresses. Lightnings. Jugs. Liberators. We are so connected to these airplanes. Mothers and daughters, grandmothers and uncles, grandfathers, cousins and neighbors built them, knowing that with every rivet and weld they made, they would soon be sending them to their fathers and brothers, their husbands and fiancés, to carry them to a continuing series of life and death rendezvous. But up here, in the sanctified air where those heroes fought and many died, there are no plaques, no monuments, no visitation centers. The only icons that remain now are the airplanes and the memories of those who flew them. The inherent purpose of a warbird is to be an instrument of war. It is preordained that its cockpits, turrets, radio rooms, and transport seats will one day be filled with ordinary people, people faced with what Admiral William F. Halsey called extraordinary circumstances. Many of those who were faced with extraordinary circumstances have written about their thoughts, their emotions, and their experiences. Often, they have expressed themselves in verse. The flak was thick around us, the fighters, they were worse, but above the roar of battle, you could hear the old man curse. The bombs they dropped from all the ships, the crisis finally passed. The old man yelled, "Get out of here, and brother, I mean fast." No matter at all how brave you are, no matter, lad, how bold, a flyer's great ambition is to die from growing old. Last night, I held a lovely hand. A hand so soft and neat, I thought my heart would burst with joy, so wildly did it beat. No other hand unto my heart could greater solace bring than that dear hand I held last night. 4 aces and a king.
In a very real sense, these aircraft have been sanctified by those who flew them in harm's way. The preservation of these aircraft in a flying state is really the best way that we can honor the men and women that flew these aircraft for us. Every time a veteran walks up to one of these aircraft at an air show when it's just flown in front of him and he's seen it actually fly again, you can tell he'll spend a silent moment with the airplane because he feels a direct connection to his role, whatever that may have been. He was a gunner, he was a pilot, he was a navigator. He feels a connection to that airplane that is almost undescribable.
Well, I can't say enough about the Warbirds of America. And the people that enjoy that history and will get it going. They get these magnificent old airplanes, which I call national treasures, and restore them in pristine conditions, maintain them probably better than new. And then for me, at my age, to be able to fly is pretty special. But then to be able to fly a Mustang is even more special. But then to fly a Mustang that's painted just like the one I flew in World War II is pretty special. I mean, it gets me right here. I can't say enough about Jack Roush for doing what he's done for me.
I consider myself to be a custodian of that part of that America's proudest history as it relates to the development of the aviation technologies and industries we have it today. Every time we do something for or around the airplane, we make it nicer and more serviceable and safer than it was before. And my hope and expectation is if there's eons of generations of Americans that follow this, that they won't forget the time frame, you know, in the 20th century when America had to go to war, and American industry and the American economy was mobilized in order to become the arsenal of defense and to provide the wherewithal to protect the freedoms, to fight tyranny, and to make the life on Earth as it wouldn't have been if we'd lost that conflict.
The monument's dedicated to those who serve. It's a place where people can come to reflect. People will have their names engraved in bricks that are around the memorial itself. And it's a lasting tribute to all those military personnel and veterans that have supported our efforts to help keep them flying. I think we see a lot of people entering the Warbird community. Well, within the trainer aircraft group, there's ample opportunities for people to get into a single engine, piston power Warbird. Fairly simple to operate, fairly inexpensive to operate. They're fun to fly. People can learn some basic aerobatic maneuvers. Again, represents a great way to get into Warbird flying. It's very clear that people enjoy seeing and hearing the classic jets. Aircraft such as the F-86 or the A-4, which are being seen amongst the participation on air show circuits around the country today. One of the components of EAA Aventure Oshkosh is a very unique display called the Warbirds Living History Encampment. Within that area, reenactors put together a simulated World War II aviation base, and they represent what it was like during the 1940s at a base somewhere overseas. That's what the encampment is all about, is preserving that history and making sure that the future generations are able to understand. Well, one of the most popular programs during EAA Airventure is a program called Warbirds in Review, where during the program we'll actually tow an aircraft right in front of a set of bleachers. We'll have a current pilot and a combat veteran get together and talk about what it was like to operate the aircraft during combat days and what it's like to operate the aircraft in today's current environment. EAA Warbirds of America is dedicated to helping preserve not only the history but the actual hardware, the aircraft that have defended our country over the decades. Anyone can join EAA Warbirds of America. You don't need to be a pilot. You just need to have passion for aviation and an appreciation for ex-military aircraft. Some of the benefits of being a member of EAA Warbirds of America include a subscription to Warbirds magazine, I think the magazine appeals to a broad spectrum of aviation enthusiasts. You can do so by joining a number of different ways. The easiest is by looking at our website, www.warbirds-eaa.org. Click on the Join tab and you'll get all the information you need right at your fingertips. It's important to keep these airplanes in front of the public as an educational tool so they can learn about the sacrifices that were made by our aviators and support personnel over the years.
Many times I've wanted to ask them, and now that we're all here alone, relics, all three, of a long ago war, where has freedom gone? Freedom flies in your heart like an eagle. Let it soar with the winds high above, among the spirits of soldiers now sleeping. Guard it with care. Guard it with love. I salute my old friends in the corner. I agree with all they have said. And if the moment of truth comes tomorrow, I'll be free, or by God, I'll be dead.